Oris, come on up. ACI-NA is proud to present to you the 2011 William E. Downs Jr. Award.
Debbie, that video is a tough act to follow. A lot of photographs there with people that aren't with us anymore, and we sure brings back a lot of wonderful times and some people that we miss dearly. You know, this recognition is really humbling for me because I know many of the other recipients who have received this. And I also realize that there are many other candidates more worthy than I am. I'm really fortunate to be one of the few people probably in this room to have ever known Bill Downs. I met him very early in my career when I was just starting off at SeaTac, and my director, Don Shea, was on the board with Bill, and they visited us in Seattle. Bill had a reputation for being a really tough old Irishman that knew every corner of his airport in Chicago, as well as the names and personal stories of most of his employees. He was a man that people were willing to follow and earn the respect of all of his peers. Receiving the Downs Award in his honor is truly a great honor for me. As you could tell by the pictures, I have been around this industry for a long time, long enough that there are fewer and fewer of my peers around with me. Thankfully, some of them are still here today. But I find it interesting and rewarding that many younger faces, as again here today, have risen through the ranks of leadership position. And you are about to install your new president of this organization, our chairman, who luckily I had the opportunity of working with when she was a budget analyst at Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. Fellow, you've come a long ways and we're proud of you. As some of you may know, that I was inspired to change my career and go into airports after watching Burt Lancaster save the day in the movie Airport. Now, this was a serious drama, not to be confused with the more funny parody Airplane, although many of you may have seen that to change your ideas on what you should join. I think there was more fun in that one. However, I soon learned that the Hollywood version of airports was quite different from what reality was when you arrived at your airport. I also learned that running a good airport needs a good team and an effective network. I've really been blessed in my life, as you could probably tell by the pictures, to have made many friends and have had incredible support of people in a network that has helped me where I needed, keeping me out of the minefields. And many of them are here today. I would like for you to allow me just to introduce a few of my very favorite people. Most of you know and admire, as I do, my wife Sylvia, who has been by my side for 45 years. I love her dearly. I hope you can tell that. The other person that you don't know that's with us today, and I am so happy to have her join us, is Carol Ludwig. Carol and her late husband, Laudel, have been a second set of parents to Sylvia and I, and mentors to us both, and have helped us through the good times and bad times, and it's just wonderful that she is here to join us today. Thank you, Carol, very much. And although they are not with us today, I would like to recognize some of the people, and these are names that many of you will know, that have influenced my career in this business. First, Don Shea, the director of SeaTac Airport, who gave a young man a chance to learn what airports were all about. Another one that might surprise some of you was Charles Blood, Human Resources Director at SeaTac, who taught me the human side of management. Cliff Moore, who you saw a picture of, the past director of Los Angeles World Airports, that showed me that airports are more and are much bigger than just their own boundaries. At DFW, my deputy Vernell Stearns, who after I left became the director, who taught me Texas, and that was a big job. And last but not least was Alex Strahl, the Secretary General of ACI World in Geneva, who opened my eyes to the rest of the airport world. These are people that have influenced my career, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate all of what they did for me. And last but not least, let me not forget the Callaway Club. Some of you have heard of this infamous organization. It has nothing to do with golf, it has to do with wine. This is a group of outstanding corporate citizens who, until they get together, when almost anything can happen. Many of them have joined us here today, and I want to recognize just 3 of them who have been with me all of this time this afternoon. Bob Baxter, who was Vice President of PSA. Airline's gone. Don Sorensen, Vice President of Braniff. Another one gone. I wonder if these people had something to do with that. And finally, the one that has been the friend for the longest, Tim Du Bois, who, when I met him, was night bar manager at a hotel in Seattle. Now, you can't imagine how I would ever meet a night bar manager, but we must have met at church, I think. He is now the president of a major hotel corporation and about to become the chairman of the California Chamber of Commerce. These are the people that have helped me. They have been friends for my entire career. Just as prudent as building a strong and reliable support network is creating a strong team. Throughout my career, I have been supported by a very talented staff, and many of them are here today. And I want to thank all of you specifically. Sometimes they needed to be recruited, which could require a generous dose of creativity, convincing them to move where they were happy into a city that they had no knowledge of. But again, sometimes the checkbook really helps in those cases. But I recognize the success of an airport depends upon those leaders that you bring along and have confident leadership. I was always very proud of my team at all of my airports. Acceptance of this award is simply my way of saying thank you to all of you who brought me here. I learned early in my career that the most effective leaders talk when only they have something worthwhile to say. And as we all know, you can't learn anything while you are talking. So I'm going to sit down and listen. Thank you for this honor.